Hello fellow crafters. Today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to do one of these little paracord cubes. They're a lot of fun, they're easy to make, they make really nice keychains. So let's just jump right into this. I'm probably going to do this video in two parts because there's kind of a lot that goes on here. So I have 4 strands of paracord. They're 2.5 feet long each. You can use 8 strands and cinch them in the middle. As long as you end up with 4 in the end, it really doesn't matter. You can do 1 color, you can do 8 colors. It's totally personal preference. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your 4 strands and you're going to find the center. Just fold them in half and find your center. Okay. For this one, I'm actually going to make it easy and I'm going to do a full color side versus a full color side. So what we're going to do is just cross them over each other. And I'm working on a pillow here because I like it's got some texture to it, so there's a good amount of friction so my cord doesn't slide all over the place, for the most part. I say this, and in 5 minutes it's going to go all over. So, get yourself situated so you got kind of a little box in the middle. You're going to cross the ones that are on the bottom, so in this case it's going to be the black. I like to work from the bottom. If you like to work from the top, then do so. It doesn't really matter, the end product is going to be the same. Okay, so from the bottom, you're going to go up. Now, you want to leave this nice big loop. Don't tighten it all the way down because you need that to work with. So the very next cord, big loop. And I don't think you can see that. Let's move this. There we go. Alright, so next one is the bottom one, big loop, and then the top one, big loop. So you've got 2 loops here, and 2 loops here. And that's how we're going to work with this. Okay. I'm going to start on the right hand side with the yellow cord that's on the top, because this loop right here is your locking point for your top. So what you want to do is make sure that this piece of paracord goes through that loop. So if you look at it, you've got loop, straight, loop, straight. So you need to go over, through to make this happen. It's very simple to do. Just go through both of your loops. On the next side, pretty much the same thing in mirror image. These 2 loops are the ones that you're working with. So if you just go through those 2 loops and then slide it up, you've got your stitch in. Your third one's always kind of a pain. It doesn't work that way because your loops are up here and they're already taken. So if you take your 2 loose ends on the bottom and just lift them up and slide that under, you're going to get the same kind of effect. Just make sure that you don't get all crossed up here. Alright. I know it's looking messy, and I'm sorry. Alright, you still got these 2 loops right here, okay? And these are the next ones that you're going to work with, and I like to pick them up and hold them so I know where I'm going. Take that bottom on the left and slide through there. Okay, so now it just kind of goes weaving back and forth, left and right. It's kind of like starting a basket. Alright, so now you want to tighten this down. Give it some dimension, figure it out. If it comes apart on you, start over. You haven't done it right. Okay, so just keep going. Don't try and tighten down both sides all at once because you'll end up very distorted and it'll be very confusing. Okay, so once you get it to about this point, start figuring out which ones you need to tighten down to make it look right. And make sure you're pulling them kind of straight out. If you pull them down, it will distort for you and it's not going to come out as well as you want it to. Okay, just keep going until you get it where you want it. That's looking pretty good to me. Just a couple of issues here and there. Alright, now that you have this, and it's a pretty little square, what you're going to do is flip it over. Okay, because if you look on the back side, you can tell where all of your crosses were, and you don't want that on the bottom of your square. So same thing, the stitch never changes on you. You're going to start from the bottom in this case because it's the one furthest to the right. If you're working from the left, then work the one furthest to the left. Go up with it. Bring this one down, again leaving your loops decent size. They don't have to be as big as the very first one. Go up and come down. Okay, this one on the top one on the right hand side is my first one on top. This one's one below it, so we don't want to play with that one yet. Same basic concept. My loop is here. That's the one I need to lock in. So just go through your both of your loops, making sure that the other 2 cords actually go underneath it. If they're laying correctly, it helps. Alright, so your next one is going to go through your bottom 2 loops and over the other ones, and then just kind of slide it up. At this point, you can tighten down those loops a little bit. It'll make it look a little nicer. We're on to the third one, so this is the one that we need to pick up and go under. Okay, nothing's holding that one there yet, so if you take these cords and push them down, it won't slide out on you as badly as it could have. Alright, so grab your bottom one on the left and then through the bottom 2 loops. And now you're ready to tighten. So give it a good tug here and there, get it into shape. If you find that something has twisted, like this one has, just flip it the way that it needs to go. If you don't catch it early, you're not going to be able to fix it. It'll be harder. You'll have to loosen the whole thing up, and you'll probably be very unhappy with having to do that, because the whole thing does kind of lock together. This one I've actually pulled too tight. If you look, it's kind of distorted. So just kind of grab it and pull it back out. And this one's not tight enough yet. And just keep going. Okay, so there you have it, second stitch. I still don't like the way that looks. Alright. So at this point, you just keep going. It doesn't change. Okay, so this is my furthest one over. Bring that one down. Up. Down. And up. This is my one on top. So through the 2 loops. This is the next one, so through the 2 bottom loops. Third one, you want to lift and go under. If you have to pull out a little slack for those last loops, then go for it. Tuck those 2 loose ends down to the ground. And then grab your very last one and go through. Alright, tighten her up. At any point in this, you can put your key ring in. I suggest that you don't do it on your very last stitch. It's not very secure. If you choose not to put a key ring in and choose to do a paracord kind of handle or key fob or something, then go for it. But that's it. When you get to the end, you clip your ends very close to the weave and then just singe it off. And you're done. I hope this tutorial helps everybody. Let me know if there's anything else that you'd like to know.